Inner tubes. Inner tubes. Check it out. Starting to look like a car. Starting to look very complete. Gas tanks are also figured out already. We know what we're doing. Engine is in. Aircon is plumbed. Wiring is finalized. Getting finalized. Over fenders are in. Aircon blower is in. All wires are coming to the end of where it needs to be. Steering column is in. Starting to lay down some of the sound dampening. Gearbox. Everything's coming together pretty well. We're gonna get the dash next week. Dash will be tested. Bulbs will be changed. And then it will be fitted. We also need the radiator. The one that I've got is the wrong one, so it's not here yet. It came and then it's I tried to fit a Datsun 510 radiator, silly me, into a 280Z body, which obviously will not work because it's too narrow, not wide enough. So unfortunately we have to find a different solution, probably a R32 or Nissan Cefiro A31 radiator's got to go into here. They're out of stock of the previous 280Z, 280ZX radiators, which I have been using throughout, and unfortunately this car will have to have a different radiator fitted, which will have to be a R32 Skyline or A31 Cefiro. Okay, till the next update guys, thanks for watching. Hello inner tubes, we've come a long way. I've been slacking on video recording the progress and updates on this 280Z. We've got the full custom body shift coilover absorbers. They are body shift and well, high-low soft hard, if you want to call it that. Custom made with the spring rates as per my spec, which is 5 kg in the rear and 6 kg in front. 200 mm long springs. I actually want 220 mm long springs front and rear, but we're gonna try these 200 mm long springs first. So you see the entire rear assembly intact as well as the front assembly. So, well, you know, I've not put on the rear cross member support, but everything leading up to this is already in. Front brakes, front arms, front absorbers, everything is complete. Rear brakes also done, just handbrake cable not connected yet, and hydraulics not connected yet. So this is the rear brakes of a Nissan B13 or B14 Sentra with I don't remember what these are, but these are Skyline R32 front disc, rotor as well as caliper. The complete power steering hydraulic pump is in, wired up, suspension all done. We've got the header. The header is in as well as a heat shield. Steering is all fully connected. We are just a few hours away from starting the engine. Here are my triple Solexes, Mikunis, if whichever you prefer. Mikuni, Solex, Japan. Kogyo. Hopefully we don't need to get different jets for this carburetor to run well with the L28, because these carburetors were previously fitted onto an L20 and it didn't run very well. It could idle, could drive, but it sputtered all the time. We're also going to be installing an MSD ignition so that we've got nice, strong, consistent spark. And I'll show you the engine bay. At the moment, the body is fully installed. We've got front bumper and body painted over fenders, arches. We've not sorted the fuel pump and fuel delivery system yet, so the gas tank is not done. Let me bring the car down. So here's the interior at the moment, fully sound dampened. The original steering wheel, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but I can't use this because no one here knows how to fabricate a wooden rim. I've seen it, I've looked it up in YouTube, and looks simple enough, but you need to find a skilled woodworker to get it done. So new rubber padding. I'm gonna have a left hand side dead pedal installed. All the exhaust bits are already here. Aircon is fully hooked up. Fueling system not done yet. Radio and antenna is fully hooked up. Dashboard not here yet, and my chrome bits are not here as well. I've got a bunch of chrome and nickel zinc parts that are not ready, so have not been able to reinstall them, like the door jambs and stuff like that. So here's the beautiful fuse box and wiring handiwork done by my foreman, as well as the custom-made aircon system. This is the skeleton of it, so you can see everything very clearly now. Once the dashboard is in, you won't be able to see this anymore. Neat, tidy, and bespoke to this car. Every car has a little bit of a different twist to it. This car has this done because it's the third one we're doing. We're very familiar. Purposely splurged on some Mohawk two-way speakers. Mids. This car only has 2 speakers, so I want to make sure that they're nice, refurbished half shafts. Let's look at the engine. The meats and bones to this thing. I bought this from Japan. Very nice Japanese made intake manifold. Wires hasn't been tidied up yet. I've moved the windshield wiper tank over there from there to clear up this space, less clutter. So that's hidden now underneath the inspection cover. And this is our, can't even see the extractors which we have made to be fitted in this car's engine, but at least we can see the heat shield that covers it. So getting very close to starting the car up. Just a short while more. Bear with me till the next video installation. Okay guys, peace out. Okay, inner tubes, the first startup. Ooh, it's alive. Oh my goodness. First startup, second startup, third startup, fourth startup, fifth startup. Check this shit out. Monumental day, monumental day. It's so easy to start a freshly built engine and engine that's freshly installed in the car. So easy, so easy. I don't know why people have problems starting a car. No problems here. Out of fuel. Let's just fuel it up. No fuel, no problem. No fuel, no problem. Carburetor issues. We don't have a running fuel pump yet, so we've got to fill up the fuel reservoirs in the carburetor individually. Those are the primary and secondary jets. How it's done for those new school cars with fuel injection and no carburetors. You'll never know. You'll never understand what's going on here. Filling up the mini fuel tanks in the carburetor. We don't even have throttle linkage for the triple carburetors yet. They are on the way. Very expensive little linkage that combines from here to there. Overflow. You can hear the engine is heavy, very heavy. Can't even start now. It's overflowing with fuel in the carburetor, so fuel is actually seeping down into the engine, and it will also leak out down here. This is the heat shield double up as a fuel catch plate. Without this, you've got a very high chance of the engine catching fire. Firstly, if you look at the exhaust manifolds right underneath the carburetor, any fuel that leaks onto the exhaust manifold is a potential of fire. Huge fire hazard. So we're doing a modern day EFI fuel pump system in this car, in-tank fuel pump system. And yeah, still got a long ways to go. It's probably, this car is probably only about 70% done. We've got 30%, no lah, 50% done lah. We've got another 50% to go, which is a few months. I would say another 3 months away from completion, this car. Meanwhile, the Mustard 240Z is running perfectly well. It's superb. Lovely, I love it. I've been driving it daily, ironing out small minor issues, but this is what I'm looking forward to. Coming next. Okay, now the car is up in the air. For the first time, the underneath of the car is 100% complete, including wheels on. I'm very happy and satisfied with the spacing and the offset of the wheels. These wheels are actually very wide. I think they are 8 or 9J, yeah. And negative 12 offset, something like that. Anyway, they work perfectly well with my over fenders. And the over fenders are just the right width. I think they are 4-inch over fenders. Look at it. Yeah, we are 4-inch wide over fenders. So this car, unfortunately, we had to cut the fenders after rebuilding them, which was a very painful decision to make. Anyway, everything under here brand new as usual. The third car we've learned so much, and but every car has a different setup. So this car has a R200 rear diff standard because it's a 280Z, and the front is the same brake setup as the Yellow Mustard Z with the R32 caliper and this, and fully adjustable high-low soft hard absorbers. So they are very good. They are at full droop now. They are at full droop now, and we've got, I think, about 5 inches of wheel gap. Beautiful. It will be very nice at once the car's on its own rubbers. So we've got a B13 Sentra or B14 and something like that rear caliper and handbrake setup. We've modernized the handbrake cable instead of having that big clunky pivoting lever for the handbrake. So it's modernized now, and the cable runs very elaborately. If you see, makes 2 U-turns, coming from the top, U-turn 1 time, down here, and U-turn again into the caliper. But it feels glorious, feels like a modern day original handbrake feeling. I love it. So handbrake and brake discs working in the rear now. These cars all come with front disc brakes and rear drum brakes, but that's inadequate with today's driving and today's power. We're not upping power in any way. It's pretty much stock except for the triple Mikuni carburetors, which we will tune to the max for this L28. And so braking, well, we like to drive fast and we like to drive we like to push the car to the limit. So I've upgraded the brakes on the Yellow Mustard car, which I love, and I decided to do it on this car as well because it is a necessity. I can drive the Yellow Mustard car as fast as I want without worries. This car will be similar, will be very similar. So anyway, just to let you guys see the undercarriage of this car, we've made no shortcuts, we've taken no shortcuts. All cars have had this extensive undercarriage refurbishment as well. So no changes here. Everything's brand new. Love it. Can't wait. We're gonna start the car later again. Currently flooded. At the same time, we've got more bad news, a double whammy. The radio that I just bought doesn't work, and the seller is not willing to take responsibility because I delayed the installation. It's been 2 weeks since I purchased the radio. Pioneer Soups looks like a bad day. There's always highs and lows when building these old cars, restoring. So this car, I decided I'm not gonna rebuild the engine because I drove it here and I drove it to and fro to wherever it needed to go. It felt okay. I did feel there's a slight misfire, but didn't realize it was as serious as it is. Yesterday the car was started, revving, carburetors were being tuned. However, we couldn't balance one of the cylinders. No matter what we did, airflow wasn't good, and so we had no choice but to test compression. So this L28 has actually had a very bad 5th cylinder compression. Everything else was even, only the 5th cylinder had bad compression. There was a slight scratch on the cylinder wall. Let's see if you can see it there. So this scratch has led to bad compression, and you see this line looks like a rust void line. Cylinder must have been sitting there for a long time, which makes sense. His car has not been started for over 10 years prior to me owning it. So, well, we're at this crossroad of having to rebuild this engine. So now, since that we have to rebuild the engine is out. So sad, so sad. We were so close to actually buttoning everything down and finishing this car. What I'm gonna have to do now is oversize the piston from 86 mm bore to 86.5 or 87 mm bore. Now I don't know what pistons I can get. Of course, I'm going to change all the bearings while I'm at it, and I'm definitely going to refresh the head. But I am looking for a quick, fast, good high compression piston I can find here locally to get this engine running again. But it has to run nicely, so it's gotta have a very nice piston, and I want high compression. The standard 8.3 to 1 compression ratio is not going to do it. I'm going to shoot for 10 if possible. So there's a lot of work that will need to be put into this engine to get it up to a compression ratio of 10. And then we're going to lighten the whole assembly and balance it so that it can rev to the moon. Okay, so that's bad news for the 280Z. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here because this is the start of a new chapter. Got to rebuild the engine. So I'm gonna upload this video for now. Keep everything short and sweet so that y'all see what's going on. Alright guys, stay tuned to the next one. Peace out.